Hello, my name is Mrs Erbynn. I've taught in Maru-a-Pula for a while. I would like to tell you about verbal emancipation. Verbal emancipation did not start as a show, but it started as a way of getting students find healing. Let me share a little anecdote with you. What happened was that in 2009, I was training 4 young girls to become peer educators. And in the training, I decided to give them experiential training first as counselors before we went into the details of what to do when counseling. But whilst we were doing the experiential, we found out that it was difficult for them to share what they were going through. And we used that to discuss how many students would not see a counselor of any kind anywhere, even when they are going through problems. We came to an agreement that it's more common with students to keep their pain to themselves than to share with anybody. So we decided to come up with a way of reaching out to them, telling them what to do, how to find healing through writing. So we started with journaling, and then we went into creating poetry out of their pain, and that caught on very fast. So what started as a counseling procedure or psychotherapy ended up being a show. Every year, students mark the date for verbal, and the alumni would come back from America, Britain, Australia, wherever they were, to participate in the show. Unfortunately, last year wasn't meant to be because of the lockdown. And this year, because of COVID protocol, we cannot have a show. So we've decided to take the show and bring it to you in the form of virtual presentation. Enjoy.
Hi, my name's Amora, and I'm performing my song Quarantine for the verbal emancipation. I wake up early in the morning, exactly, but at this time I would be snoring. Yes, I'm out of luck, but it's not like I had anything to do. Maybe I'll just have some water or some food. Now I'm rushing to the kitchen, not exactly, but my favorite cereal's finishing. Yes, I'm out of luck, but it's not like I had 3 bowls yesterday. Excuse me, everyone, but there's something that I have to say. Trust me, I don't think you care much, yeah. I just really wanna let you know that even though this is a well-ordered routine, I hate quarantine.
This is Verbal Emancipation. I go by the name Tafari, and the song is Prickly Muffin Freestyle. They're the only words I know. My sanity's gone, I'd rather be torn from this planet they planted me on. A panther reborn, pretty bitches, they pamper me more. I'm packing Dior, we laughed to the bank and laughed to the store. You ain't popping, it's what you lack in the core. Back for some more, I'm back for reform. I'm bad at decorum, the stats I ignore them. Just let me perform, I'm packing a storm. Cameras swarm as I master my form. I ain't shining like a diamond, but I'm trapped in the ore. What you do when you fuck up way worse than you've ever before. The key's not never to fall, but it's better to fall, it's inevitable. Keeps a nigga grounded. it. That's good, cause he likes to get high, doing anything he can to get by. Locked up, creativity blocked up, soul is totally lost up. Only option is poking the plug and hoping she got some. But when I'm talking to you, I don't need much in my system. Trapped because a best turn a dome into a prison. Jump right to tight, feel like my soul is coming back. That loop in the back, feel like my soul is humming that. Yeah. The feeling's very deceptive. All I know is subdue and suppress it. Smoking every section. He has a word words you think he'd be more expressive, but that's what come the hardest. The inarticulate artist, the acting out in the open. It's hard for you to ignore it. Songs I wrote about you, it's hard for me to perform it. It's trapped in my own mind. The feeling is nothing foreign. All of this is for you. It really is nothing for them. So I don't listen when they do all the talking. It happened way too often. Been alone too long. I don't think it's unreasonable to have a longing. Yeah, acting out in the open, my behavior's alarming. Acting out in the open, you could say I'm performing. Acting out in the open, should've came with a warning. Yeah. Caged in, everything is changing, but through all the chaos you still made me feel amazing. Peter Piper picked a purple flower for you, baby. I could make a million metaphors and murder for you, baby. I could sing in baritone and battle for the beat of your heart. I'll be damned cause I was beat from the start. When you're not around, man, it feels like breathing is hard, and when you're here feels like you're the reason for art. Trapped and confined, the world is stealing my spark. Light at the end of the tunnel, you're my beam in the dark. Trapped it in a cage, but you had the key to unlock. There's so many things I wish that I could undo. I tuned out, but I really do want to know what you've been up to. Try to say it so many times, came out jumbled. Always and forever, just know that I need you, I need you, I need you. I need you.
My name is Laone Thekiso. I'm the pianist of the Grow to Black Collective. We're going to bring something to you that we're very happy to contribute for verbal emancipation. I am an alumnus of the school, and I'm very, very proud that this is an initiative that the students set up for themselves and contribute to every year. I hope that you enjoy our offering, and it's such an honor to be part of it.
Hi, I'm Safreen, and I'll be performing at this year's Verbal Emancipation. The themes are COVID, entrapment, and nostalgia. And I hope you enjoy my piece. Who is she? This powerful yet vulnerable creature. With this veil wrapped around my head, I stand ethereal. I am a woman full of old magic, born of golden sands and Himalayan salt, mixed with the gushing water of the Blue Nile, perfectly sculpted by the Lord, untouchable by men. Aren't I Medusa? Wasn't she a goddess turned monster too? Beauty untouchable. Men claimed her hideous. Anger too powerful. Others claimed her dangerous. Wasn't she queen of Southern Africa? Scales rooted in Kalahari sands. I call this Queen Cobra. Aren't I of the sun and moon? Water from every river and connected to all? Aren't I heavenly strength? Aren't I saintly beauty? Aren't I divine? Don't my eyes hold the pride of a country? A desert, a delta, and the greatest of people. Don't my eyes carry the weight of wars? Haven't they witnessed destruction? Haven't I witnessed discrimination? They hold the power to turn you into stone, and weren't you taught to lower your gaze? Medusa needs no bombs or blades. Medusa needs no guns or tanks. I am weapon enough. Isn't this scarf my shield? Or is it your protection? Aren't I heavenly strength? Aren't I saintly beauty? Aren't I divine? Thank me for the veil that covers my head. Thank me for the scales and claws I hide. Thank me for the serpents I tame, for the snakes I charm, for the stone you have yet to become. Wasn't she a goddess turned monster too? Beauty untouchable. Men claimed her hideous. Anger too powerful. Others claimed her dangerous. I am Medusa.
The walls were adorned with phallic illustrations and decorated with artistic expressions conjured from the chaos of the teenage mind. Names that had become echoes of the past were scribbled into the graffitied walls. Just like me they must have been, standing in this very room. This room that is a haven. This room that is an escape from the eyes of authoritative adults.
This is Verbal Emancipation. My name is Gabby, and I'll be singing an original song called Salmon Fisher, and I hope you enjoy it. I miss the honey of your voice when it wasn't muffled by the noise of the world going straight to hell. I miss the hazy days of watching autumn leaves fall to the ground. Can't you tell? Now it's getting colder, but can you lend your shoulder to cry on, to stand by, to not be trapped all alone? Now you're on the other side of the world, and I can't get to you thanks to this stupid flu. Can you remember your birthday in December? Camped in your backyard, we even drove the car just to park it. We watched the summer rain fall on the window pane, sipped our hot chocolate well into dark. And now we're getting older, but can you still lend your shoulder to cry on, to stand by, to not be trapped look at our spring in a year or two. Thank you very much.
Now, when we started verbal emancipation, one thing we agreed upon is that we would not judge any poem as being bad or any presentation as being weak. And that's how we started. We've created so many renowned poets in Botswana through verbal emancipation.
Think outside the box. That is what I'm told. But it is all a hoax. We live in an enclosed world. Think this and think that. That is a job and that is not. Stop acting like a child. Maybe growing up means being blind. The older I grow, the smaller the box. You say it's all about a 360 perspective, yet you filter out the world and give me one narrative. You tell me to write about entrapment and put me in a box, and yet my creativity was stripped away. For what? For my own interest. My own interest. You tell me to be creative, and yet you strip away and deprive me of my thoughts with a bold smile. How? How am I supposed to color the world when all you have given me is gray paint and an enclosed space? Thank you.
Do you remember back in December we went our separate ways, saw the sad look on your face? But do you remember me or feel the pain that I've been through? I know you bid me adieu, but I thank God for the times we've shared in the past. And I miss the times we've had, the friendship we shared. And I don't know where we went wrong, didn't wanna let you go. All the winters we spent together, I didn't know that it would come to this. I didn't know that it would end like this. Every Christmas we were so precious, we gave each other little gifts. You know that I still have a list, but I thank God for the times we've shared in the past. And I miss the times we had, the friendship we shared. And I don't know where we went wrong, didn't wanna let you go. Do you remember I was there for you and no one wasn't from the beginning? But I miss the times we've had, the friendship we shared. And I don't know where we went wrong, didn't wanna let you go.
Hi, you're here with Lisa Leseteri, and I'm here as alumni. and this is Verbal. I'm going to be performing an original piece today. Residing in the depths of the forest in my mind is a man who bears the name I thought belonged to me. When the sun sinks, it swallows silhouettes of trees whose barks break when the wind whispers to them, worn down by years under intense weather. Much like the man who resides among them, their roots buried in the soil beneath. The same soil he buried the parts of himself he hates. He's grounded in himself until the ghosts of his past emerge and they haunt the house he once called home. And the doors he locked to protect himself now seal him inside the prison he created. And he can't run from himself.
This particular poem I want to share is the sort of poem I would advise my students to write and let go, because it's a poem about a reflection of a loss. I lost my sister in April, and I couldn't go to the funeral because of COVID. So I cried more than I should. And I needed to practice what I preach. So I had to write a poem in my reflection to find healing. So here you are. The poem is entitled, I Grieve Alone. Now, because I needed to forget about it, I never committed it to memory. So forgive me if I read. The poem is called, I Grieve Alone. I am an earthworm, blinded by my tears. I hit my head against stones and pebbles while I try to find a way out of this pain. There is a lump in my throat. I grieve alone. Grief is supposed to be shared. Where are the family members? Aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, in-laws, uncles, wives, brothers, child. You know the African thing. Where are they? I need a hug. I need them now to soothe my pain. Where are the condoling friends who boast closeness to my late sister? They may have answers to my questions. Did she find love? Was she happy? I grieve alone. I try to conjure up moments with you, my sister. You spinning your yarn. You embellished every story with crystals. I'm no longer the calm water that wears down rocks. I am a tsunami spilling with salty water. I grieve alone. Alone in my office, I cry till my head hurts. I mourn alone. I grieve alone.